Sometimes it takes a real man to plead with no shame. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. So recently, comedian Aries Spears has been under fire for his comments about Lizzo, but he and Tiffany Haddish are under scrutiny for some very serious accusations. And if they are true, this is very heinous behavior. Okay, so a Jane Doe has come out and accused Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish of sexual abuse. So the complainants are referred to as Jane Doe and John Doe, and they are stating back in 2013 and 2014, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears sexually groomed them. So to give you a picture of what's going on, I'm going to read exactly what they said. So Jane Doe was enrolled in a comedy camp in 2013. Mind you, she was, I believe, 14 years old at this time. The brother was 7 years old. So she was enrolled in a comedy camp where Haddish was a guest speaker and told the teen girl she had a perfect role for her. Okay, the star allegedly drove the girl to a studio where she and Spears showed her a video of an older man and a college-age woman eating a sandwich simultaneously from either end while moaning and making sexual noises as they both ate the sandwich in a manner that simulated the act of fellatio. So then she alleges that Spears told her to mimic what she had just saw, including the noises, precisely like what she heard throughout the video. Okay, she said she became nervous and disgusted. She didn't say anything until Haddish came into the room next to her and sat down. She says Haddish verbally explained what was expected of her and then showed the plaintiff how to give fellatio, including movements, noises, moaning, and groaning. Okay, so the plaintiff then said she was uncomfortable. She just mimicked the acts, just to get up out of there. And she alleges that Haddish gave her $100 and sent her home. So then in the summer of 2014, John Doe, which is her little brother, says Haddish offered to book, arrange, and film him content for a Nickelodeon sizzle reel at the home of Spears. Haddish claimed the reel would be used to book Mr. Doe on Nickelodeon. Upon information and belief, Haddish and Spears removed the 7-year-old victim from his sister, placed him upstairs in a bedroom, and stripped the child down to his underwears. Okay, the suit says the video was entitled "Through a Pedophile's Eyes," and it shows Spears lusting over the 7-year-old child and rubbing his back. Haddish was present during the filming of the entire video, the complaint states. Photos allegedly from the video shoot are included in the complaint. All right. So the attorney for Haddish says that the plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Mrs. Haddish for several years. Every attorney who has initially taken her case, and there were several, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Ms. Haddish would not be shaken down. The statement also read that the mother has her adult daughter represent herself in this lawsuit. The two of them will together face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action, is what the attorney said. So there's a lot to speak about, with this whole situation. Of course, Haddish and Spears are saying it's a shakedown. And of course, the family is saying that there was something done to the children. Okay. Now, I'm going to break down my issues and then I'm going to break down what I believe about this whole situation. So my number one issue is I heard from somewhere that she was a family friend or whatever like that, the children's mother. But I don't leave my children with adults when I'm not present. If you're not a family member, I'm not leaving my child in your care, especially not a daughter. Okay? Now, I understand that they were taking him to a camp, but I also would tell my child, and this was told to me as a child, if anybody touches you or does anything that seems out of the ordinary to you, you are to report that to me immediately. So my 14-year-old would know, if you're in that camp, you don't go anywhere outside that camp without me being present. That's just how that goes. Okay, and I would hope that they would live by that. Now, if this is true that they separated these children from other children, why are two adults spending time with a child by themselves? That's not a game I play. I don't want to be around anybody's children by myself unless it's a family member. And I have nieces and I'm not even with them alone by myself too long. And it's not because I want to do anything, but it's just like, what do I have in common with a child, especially of a different sex? All right. Now, my other issue is, I don't know how long they've been trying to sue them, but at what point did the child or the children tell this to the mother? Because this happened in 2013. We are now in 2022. That's a long time. So, they said they've been trying to sue them before. I just would like to know, when exactly did they start suing them?
And if they contacted law enforcement.
All right. Now, I don't know how true this is, but it is very fishy to me. Because it's one thing when you sue one person, right? Now, people usually make up things and they sue a person that's by themselves because it's like, okay, nobody really could corroborate this. And it's easier to go after one person. But for them to bring both of them in there, it kind of brings some truth to the story to me. Now, how far Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears went, that's another question. But if they were alone with them children at any time, that's inappropriate, to say the least. And like I said, there's no reason two adults should be separating two children. So, it's a crazy situation. I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially when these accusations are years and years apart, especially when we've had women that are suing men for something that happened 50, 40, 30 years ago. That's kind of ridiculous to me. I'm not saying that these cases don't happen and that the victim is necessarily lying, but I just think you lose a little bit of credibility the longer you stretch these situations out. Now, I don't know the situation with this. I don't know if they actually did anything to these children, but they do say they have some pictures. So the fact that they have pictures or they even have a video, to me, how did the parent get that video? Because if they really did something that was that out of pocket, I'm sure they wouldn't have let that video get into the parents' hands. And they didn't necessarily say that they have a video. They did say that they have pictures. So I don't know what those pictures amount to unless we could actually see those pictures. So, I don't put anything past anyone, especially not celebrities. Tiffany Haddish, she does have a bit of a ratchet, ridiculous behavior about her. And, I really can't say too much about Aries Spears. He just speaks his mind. He says outlandish things sometimes. Clearly, he's getting a lot of attention right now for the things that he said about Lizzo. He's really going off on the art of dialogue. You should check out his video. He's going in on Jay-Z, Lizzo, everybody. So, he's definitely getting a little bit of attention right now. But, with that being said, I think the parents are wrong for leaving their children in the presence of adults and not being somewhere close. And I think they are wrong for separating those children for whatever the case may be. I don't care if you were just hanging out with them and, you actually were trying to get them apart in something because they were a family friend. Their parents should be around. You should not at any time be in the presence of children by yourself if they are not your family members. But that's just how I feel about it. Guys, how do you feel about it? With that being said, it's your boy, Mr. Rice. If you knew better, you do better. I holler, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.